Hey guys, it's CodingTuts. Welcome back to a very exciting for me video. So basically, this is the first episode of the new series that I'm gonna be calling Web Design Tips and Tricks. And basically, in these series, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be showing you a lot of tips and tricks to improve your web design skills. But I'm also gonna be showing you how to create a bunch of elements like sliders or I don't know, navigation menus, whatever. And you can also leave suggestions down in the comments below as always. And I always try and do my best to create the videos. But in this video, we are going to be creating a responsive top navigation menu. And it's going to be really simple, but yet very effective. And I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible because a lot of people like long videos, but the majority likes, short videos. And especially for these tips and tricks, I think the faster the better. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is, well, actually, first let me show you my index file. So in my index.html file, I have a basic setup where I have my title, I have linked my CSS, and I also have included jQuery and functions.js, which is a JavaScript file. What we're now gonna be doing is we're gonna create a comment, and I'm gonna say top navigation. And then we're gonna create a div, give it a class of top nav, and close the div. Now here in our CSS, I want to start off by saying body margin 0 and then padding 0. Then I want to say font family sans serif. I haven't included any fonts for the sake of making an easy video. And then font size 16 pixels as default, and then color 333. Alright. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a logo. Well, actually, it's gonna be come on, I forgot the name. A link logo, a text logo. So href index.html, and we're gonna call it web design or something. Sure, I don't know. Looks legit. Then we're gonna create a UL where our main links are gonna be, and we're gonna create li ahref equals. I'm gonna say, well, actually, I get a lot of questions about that, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. And then I'm gonna say home, and I'm gonna close the li tag. Now, because li tags actually, it's a display inline block element, and display inline block elements tend to have a default margin, which is every time different. So to prevent that margin, that unwanted margin, you're gonna add the opening tag for the next one right next to the closing one, like this. Now I'm gonna say a href, let's say shop. We're gonna open this one here, close it here. Href, let's say about us. Oops. Open up here in the line and close it here, and then href. Contact us. Let's refresh. There we go. Alright, let's see. What we're now gonna be doing is I'm gonna create a comment section here and say top navigation CSS. And let's say top nav. Position relative, margin 0. Well, actually, first we need to find the width. So width 100%, height auto, and then background color. Well, let's see, what background color can we use? I'm gonna go to color-hex.com, and we're gonna choose a color palette. I should have chosen it like before we started. Let's see. You know what? I really like these colors. So what I'm gonna do is well, actually, I'm gonna say background color for the body to be, let's say, F8, F8, F8. There we go. And then background color for the top nav, FFF. There we go. We get that little contrast. Alright. We're gonna be using this color as the color of the links. So we're gonna give our logo a class of logo. And we're gonna say logo link color, and now this is where this comes in. Hex, there we go. Right, yeah. And then we're gonna say text decoration none, and let's leave it like this for now. We're gonna add additional styling later. Then we have to do the same for visited, and okay, let's refresh. There we go. Now I want to make it big, so font size 32 pixels. I think that's gonna be like, actually we can do 28. I think that's oops, I opened iTunes by accident. 28, there we go. Or maybe, you know what, 26. Yeah. Let's add margin. Well, actually, to the top nav, what we're gonna do is say padding from the side 0, and then 15 pixels. Actually, okay, 15 or 30. Let's go with 15 pixels from the side. There we go. But now we see that we get this overflow. So we're gonna say border box. Box sizing border box, then WebKit box sizing border box, and then Moz box sizing border box. So what box sizing does is it basically says to move the padding inwards instead of expanding the div. So the width of the div is the same and there's still padding. There we go. We have no more overflow. I'm also gonna say for the logo to have a display of inline block, and I want it to flow to the left. There we go. And then, well, we can say we need to say margin 0. Okay. I want to say also font weight bold, so we can make it big and thick. There we go. And now we're gonna start, target the UL. So I'm gonna give this a class of top nav links, just for, to style them easily. So top nav links, display inline block, and then margin 0. There we go. Now, but I want these links to be to the right, so we're gonna say float right. And now when we refresh, we should get an error. Well, not an error, but I'll show you what we should get. So you can see how the background color of our top navigation has been removed. And that's why that occurs because we don't have a fixed height for the top nav, but we have two floating elements that float in opposite directions. And so basically the height collapses. And there's a really simple and easy way to fix that, and it's called a clear fix hack. So we're gonna add a class to the div, the wrapper, the top navigation of clear fix, but nothing happens. So we're gonna go to body, right below body, or anywhere, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna say clear fix, and then after. So after the clear fix, we're gonna be styling. We're gonna give it first we need to give it a content of absolutely nothing, so just leave it like this. We're gonna give it a display of table and clear both. Now when we refresh, we should get the height back. It's really that simple, and I might do a separate video on that, although I might have one, I'm not entirely sure. Now we're gonna say top nav links li to make these links next to each other and not under each other. Display inline block. Okay. I'm gonna give them a margin of 7.5 pixels, which is a total of 15, 7.5, 7.5, 15 pixels in total. You know what, I kind of want to give it 30 pixels padding here. I think 15 is a little bit, yeah, there we go. So let's see, and okay, everything's good. Now what I want to do is, well, we can give them a padding right now. So let's give them a padding top of 10 pixels and then side of 0. Okay, let's try a little bit more, like 15. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then what we're gonna do now is target the links. So top nav links li a href. Well, lia, and not, why did I do href? Sorry, I meant link. And we're basically going to copy this. Let's say font size of 18 pixels. There we go. We're gonna do basically the same for visited. It's really important. We don't have to define font size, although we can, so it's not really a huge problem. Alright, now let's do a little hover effect. So top nav links lia hover. And we're gonna say, well, actually we're gonna find a little lighter color of this, maybe this one. And we're gonna say color. Okay, well, there we go. Perfect. Now let's refresh, and we get a really cool. Well, actually, it's not even cool. It's just a really basic hover effect, but it's not smooth. So to make it smooth, we're gonna be creating. We're gonna say transition all 0.3 seconds ease. And then we need to add prefixes for cross-browser compatibility. So WebKit transition all 0.3 seconds ease. Moz transition all 0.3 seconds ease. And then O transition all 0.3 seconds ease. Now you can see that it's much more smoother, although it's not really noticeable, but I think it makes that much of a difference. Now we can also add a really cool other effect that I always like to do. So we're gonna say border bottom 1 pixel solid, and then I'm gonna copy this color. Actually, I think we should copy this one. There we go. This effect really doesn't do much, and it's your choice. I mean, sometimes it really looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Right now I'm kind of having second thoughts of adding it, so I'm gonna leave it like this. And I think we should add more spacing. There we go. But you can see that here the padding is not only 30 pixels, it's 30 plus 10. So what I'm gonna do is say top nav links li last of type margin right 0. That fixed that. And then there should also be a margin here. So we're gonna do the same but for the first one. So top nav links li first of type margin left, this time 0. Now we don't see any noticeable difference right now, but there is. And there we go, but it's not responsive, and we still haven't aligned this in the middle, which I do want to do. So this is what we're gonna do now. We have 18 pixels of height. Wait, it should be 18. I don't know why it's 21. Okay, so it's 21 pixels in height. Plus, let me see what padding we added. Where is it? Padding 15 pixels from the top. Alright. Plus 30 pixels. So it's gonna be 51 pixels. And here it is 30 pixels. So 51 minus 30 is 21. And then, so we have to divide 21 by 2, which is 10.5. And we have to add it as a padding. So we're gonna do padding 10.5 pixels, 0. Or actually, let's say margin, because padding is gonna give us our cursor effect. What? Oh yeah, because we're removing the margin here. There we go. Now it should be in the exact middle. So yeah, that's basically it for our navigation menu. It looks really simple but yet professional. Now obviously you can adjust the colors to make them match your website, and then you can make you should make these links bigger, but it's not responsive, and probably the main reason you're here is to learn how you can make it responsive. So the first thing I'm gonna add is ion icons for the hamburger menu. So it's really simple to add. You just copy this, go back to our HTML file and include it. Link rel equals style sheet type equals text slash CSS and href equals that link that we just copied. One thing that I forgot to do is the meta charset equals DTF8. Not really important right now, but when you're creating big projects or even small websites, really important. Alright, so now let's find the icon that we want. So hamburger, we're gonna be using this one. So I'm gonna also show you how you're gonna use it. So right here, before the UL, you're gonna create a new, let's say, span, not a link. We don't need a link, too much styling for links. Then we're gonna say nav toggle, and then we're also gonna give it the class that we just copied, and then just basically close the span. Now let's refresh. Oh, and there we go. Now let's style that. So nav toggle, we're gonna say float right. Okay. And then font size 26 pixels. Too small, maybe 34 pixels. 32. Yeah, okay, that I think that, well, maybe too big. 28. Let's go with 30. You know what? This is my final decision. 30. Alright, and now so the total height of this should be 51 pixels, and this is 30. So we're gonna say 51 minus 30 is 21, divided by 2 is 10.5 pixels. So 10.5. No, we're gonna actually say margin. Then it's 0. Might have, well, actually, let me see how big it is. It's 30 pixels. Yeah, it is 30 pixels. 51 minus 30 is 21. And then 21 divided by 2, 10.5. I'm not sure. So I guess when this happens, you're gonna zoom in the maximum you can, and then you're gonna start testing. So we're gonna do first with 5 pixels, and actually first we're gonna do with 0. Okay, now I'm gonna say 8 pixels, and let's see if the padding moves. It does move, but the height of the top navigation doesn't affect it at all. Then 10 pixels. Okay, you can see that it changes it. So we're gonna go back to 8. Let's try 9. Let's see if that's gonna move it. It does move it, so we're gonna go back to 8. And then let's say 10.9 pixels. It does move it. We're going back to 8. Now we're gonna say 8.1 pixels. Does it move it? 8.5 pixels. It does move it. So 8.1. Now let's try 8.4. It does move it. So you know what? I think 8 pixels is, well, actually 8.1 pixels. Does it move it? 8.2 pixels. I don't think it moves it. 8.3. Okay, that moves it. 8.2. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 8.2. I think that's in the middle. Now we're gonna adjust the height. I mean the color. So it's gonna be color of this. But we're also gonna say nav toggle hover. Although we don't really need it because if you're on a phone, you won't have that hover effect. Let's add a cursor of pointer. So it looks like we're clicking it. And then I'm going to add that sweet transition from our links. There we go. Alright. Now let's say we want to make it responsive at, well, we're going to have to do display none, you know, because we don't want it to appear just yet. Let's want to make it responsive at a point of 730 pixels. So we're going to write a media query, media all and max width 730 pixels. Alright. And then we're going to say, let me find this. Where is it? Top nav links. Top nav links, display block, and then actually I'm going to do position relative, copy this, alright, and then top nav links, li, display block, there we go, yeah, okay, and then I'm just going to say, come here and copy these. Actually, we don't need a copy if you just say margin 0. Yeah, there we go. Let's say text align center. There we go. And we're gonna say here, let me just go back a little bit. With 100%, hide auto, and margin 0 auto. There we go. Okay. Let me see just a second. And come on, boom. There we go. So that's how it's gonna look when it's toggled. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say margin top of minus, well, let me see the height of it first, of the UL. Where's the UL? I want the UL. There we go. 204 pixels. Oops. Okay, 204 pixels. So 204 pixels. It might have been something else, to be honest. Okay, let me inspect element again. Head, I'm in body. Here, let's see this. Minus 204 pixels. It should be minus 204. Well, let's say minus 300 pixels. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. Okay, so it's 204 plus the height of this, which is 51. So 204 plus 51 is, well, 255. So margin top minus 255 pixels. Let's inspect. And boom. So we can't click anything here. There we go. And then we're also gonna want that toggle effect. So Where is it? Nav toggle. Nav toggle. Display inline block. There we go. So now let's try it out, and boom. In theory, we have created the design. But now let me see. Okay, perfect. But now we have to add the functionality with our JavaScript. So it's really easy with jQuery. What we're gonna be doing is saying when we ever click on nav toggle, so click, we're gonna run a function, whatever's inside here. So we're gonna target. What was it? Was it top nav links? Yeah. So top nav links. Oops. Dot CSS margin top 0, and boom. Okay. We're gonna actually say toggle. Oh no, let's see. Let's do slide down. You know what? Let me just try this. Okay. 1 second. Function this dot CSS margin top 0. Let's try this. Now, actually, I'm gonna give it a display of none. Try it out. Not the one in effect that we want at all. So we're gonna say if top nav links dot CSS margin top is equal to 255, and then if it is equal to 255, we're gonna say top nav links dot CSS, come on, margin top 0, and then else I'm gonna copy this. Actually, it's supposed to be minus 255 pixels. Let's try that out. Okay. Let's say alert. I want to alert the value. So I'm gonna alert this value here. Refresh. Minus 255 pixels. 255. Okay, let's try this. Let's try putting this thing in a string. So one here, one here. Okay, pixels. Okay, and then, well, you remove the else, which is not really smart. So I'm gonna add quotes in this. Oh no, there we go. Pixels. Then let's try it out now. Okay, so pretty much we are done. So let me just test out something. Okay, and when we click it, yeah, okay, so that's one problem that I have. It's really simple to do. So let me explain the problem. We're gonna go to 730 pixels and we're gonna toggle it, and then we're gonna hide it. And then when we go back, oops, it's hidden. Alright, let me just try something. Top nav links, where is it? Margin top 0. Okay, well, I mean, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna show you another fix. Okay, so the fix is we're gonna add so window dot resize function, and then whenever we resize the window, we're gonna check, well, pretty much exactly this, although not really. Okay, so we're gonna check if the window dot width is equal to 730, and if it is, well, actually, if it's greater than or equal to 730 pixels. Actually, if it's only greater than 730 pixels, we're gonna want that. All right, and then else minus 225 pixels. So let's try that out. There we go. Then it's also a good practice to do the same for document.ready function for basically this. And we're pretty much done. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see something, you know, as a tip or a trick, or you want to see anything, you know, in a tutorial on this channel, make sure to comment down below, and I'll try my best to do it as soon as possible. But yeah, so this is it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.